Tommy Lee Jones, Hilary Swank just told me moments ago that when she heard about The Homesman, she said, "Tough guy Tommy Lee Jones is making a feminist movie? Wow." What caused you to do this?
Well, my friend Michael Fitzgerald sent me the book and asked me to read it to see if I thought there was a movie in it. And I thought there most certainly was. And we got together and went about the business of buying the motion picture rights as quickly as we could. That was in the summer, and the fall was coming, and we wanted to shoot in the spring, so we had to go about 4 or 5 times as fast as people usually go. But you asking what made me interested in it?
Yeah.
I felt that there was some originality to this story that could comprise a good screenplay.
And an important subject matter, too, right? This is a perspective of women at that time in history that we've never seen before. This is a Wild West where the villains aren't on horseback. The villain is the Wild West and what it does to these women, right? The hardship
I don't
of the
know.
law.
I mean, God made that country. I don't think he's a villain.
So, but what we're talking about here is that it's really exciting to see a movie that, from the female's point of view, dealing with, in the Western genre. And you've worked your directorial debut was with 3 Burials in the Western genre. So
no, actually, the first movie I directed was called The Good Old Boys. But it also had horses and big hats and could easily be called a Western, even though it took place in 1903.
So what is it about the Western genre that you like?
I'm interested in making movies about the history of my country, which doesn't go back very far. Texas history, the experience of people of European descent starts seriously in around 1820. Spaniards apart. So, if I'm going to make a movie about the history of my country, it's going to have horses and hats, big hats, and get called a Western.
You're an Oscar winner. Hilary Swank's a double Oscar winner. That becomes important, doesn't it, in a way that you have these stamps of approval when you have a small movie like this now going out into the big, mean marketplace to compete with the blockbusters. Being an awards website, we're interested in your perspective on all of that. How important is an Oscar now when you're making smaller films like this?
Well, it's always important. You feel pretty good when you're nominated or when you win any of these awards. You feel approved of somehow, or however briefly you feel that. But it's very rewarding and almost undescribable if you allow yourself to somehow sense that you've been approved of. That's not a place where you want to stay in your mind. You're constantly trying to do well. I think actors, movie makers, anyone creative is constantly looking for some approval